Alright, so welcome to Fruit Stand Fortune. This is a free game and it is gambling. It's plinko, but you're not gonna ruin your life with it, which is good. So let's jump into things. This video is just me once again tangenting for over an hour while fruit fall down a plinko track. If you do enjoy it and you want to stick around, by all means, please click the subscribe button. Give the video a like as well. Check out twitch.tv/RossBoomsocks if you want to be part of the conversation, I suppose. Enjoy. Spin me my wheel. It's plinko time. It's... Oh, sorry, Charlie. You just walked right under me. Plinko is the only way... Oh, wait, you know what? Sorry, I'm actually hiding it. So we're gonna put ourselves right there. We've got our little fellas down there trying to get some... So, get me away from the cloud, please. Put it right there. If we hit the cloud, we lose, man. We don't get to sell our cherries. Already looks like gambling. Well, it is. Obviously, it's gambling, right? But it's gambling with cute little bears. It's not real gambling. By the way, B and I are like, we're insane at gambling. I think it's safe to say. But the other day, I was like, you know what? Why don't like? It was maybe like a bit of a rough day moving furniture and stuff like that. I was like, you know what, man? I'm gonna buy like a lottery. Like a scratch card just to cheer her up. It's like, why don't we just become millionaires? That'd be fine. 15 quid, not bad. I'm up. Been looking real good. Right, $5. What do we got here? Costs 50 for you. How much does that cost? See, this will add another slot to it, but we don't have enough. We need $8 to add another cherry. If not gambling real money, what's the point? I think like addiction is probably the point, but I can't really be certain. Yeah, we were talking about the call center earlier, but like it's tough, man. It's like I didn't like dislike my coworkers when I worked there either. Just to be clear, I would say that like I had a vague like one of the guys in my band actually worked there. But he worked in a different. He worked for the email department, and I was. No, like I don't know, like he's obviously like uses computers, but I was like I'm insanely more computer literate than he was, and I was like, can I get on the email team as well, please? That would be fantastic. I would love it if I could be on the emails team and like not have to, be taking calls and instead be emailing people. Applied, didn't get in. I was furious, man. Because they were like, what's your words per minute? And I was like, I don't know if I'm pushing it like 110. I do know that computers need regularly watered, yeah. Speaking of watering, thank you, Shiko. You did not mean to remind me, but I will need to go outside today and check on the plants that my mother planted with me and B the other day. Give me a jackpot, man. Just give me cherry, cherry, cherry. All you gotta do is give me cherry, you stupid machine. Okay, that's an absolute dud. I've tried Leaf Blower Simulator. Yeah, I did a video on Leaf Blower Simulator, bizarrely enough. They used to train people for tech support. They basically took random humans off the street. They didn't care what you knew. I could see that, yeah. I think like the funny thing is, so you know, the call center interview that I did to work at the call center was a group interview, right? So there was like maybe 20 of us in a room vying for, I don't know, 8 positions, right? And like, I feel like it was a little bit obvious at the time, but I did notice that there were some people who were kind of trying to like, oh, yakpot, and most of them are lost. There was a couple people who were trying to like steamroll the conversation in order to like be looked upon favorably by the interviewer, right? But like in my head, I was like, they definitely don't want people like that. They want peons that are gonna just like answer phones and like not question anything. So like I felt like it was like a dumb move to you're right, you should put it up there so that it like increases the chance of it bouncing on either side. I feel like they were looking for peons that answer phones. I felt like because like I noticed as well that the people that I locked it into my brain, one of the girls who was like super hard trying to like take charge of the interview and be like the most standout candidate did not end up in the call center afterwards, after everything had been said and done. But me, I'm a good little peon, okay? I'm a good little peon. You never catch me questioning the regime, okay? That's all I'm saying. I'm here, man. Do it. I'll do it. I'll do whatever needs to be done. You want me to answer phones? No problem, man. You want me to not answer phones? I'm even better at that. You're the least qualified person I know when it comes to explaining and communicating via phone. I'm sorry to say it. You have not heard my customer service voice before. So if you heard my customer service voice, you'd be like, damn, I trust this man with my life. How did you end up in such a post? Well, thankfully, it's not like a life changing position for anyone involved. Although one time there was, I did get a couple of people, and I think we were doing training or something like that, but we were taking real calls. And some person was trying to return a drone, and they had a really, really funny second name, and I could not stop laughing, and I felt terrible because like it was very obvious from the moment they told me what their name was that like, and worst of all, it was not their name that was on the name of the account for like for like the thing, so I actually couldn't help them because like they didn't pay for it, so they certainly can't return it. Kind of thing. And they're like, oh, but it's my husband. And I'm like, I'm really sorry, but like you gotta get him on the phone because like this ain't gonna work. This man just started hitting jackpots in the regular. I'm just that kind of bear, dude. What can I say? What was the name? I think her name was like Helen Tit or something, but like there was definitely other funny names as well. I think it might have been worse than that, right? But yeah, she was trying to return a £500 drone from John Lewis, and I was like, sorry, Mrs. Tit, but that's unfortunately you're gonna have to get Mr. Tit on the phone to actually verify that we're legally allowed to speak to you here, because there's like GDPR and all that kind of stuff that we have to work for. And obviously, like, Tit isn't like that bad of a second name, right? But I was also 18 and didn't want to be there, so you cannot do what you gotta do. Do I want to go auto clicker mode here? Beer will buy a random fruit. We can almost afford getting lemon. Oh, a jackpot! I love a jackpot. Fox will buy 2 of a random fruit for 2 times the price. We're sold out, man. This stinks. I don't know if I want to go with like a heavier auto clicker here. I once returned a drone that I bought and it was already registered to someone else. Yeah, I mean we had a bunch of people that like called up and were like trying to like return iPhone minis or something, or like yeah, there was like that was iPad mini was the big thing that just released when I was working in the call center. And anything related to the iPhone mini, it was like somebody who was like had a like an address card, like their card was linked to some random address in like Nigeria or something like that. It was some really strange, like a lot of weird scammers that were coming in hot. Another jackpot, what can I say? I'm just built differently. I don't think that this is a wise idea, but like we're gonna get a couple lemons going at the very least. Or lemon. Okay, I mean, could be doing better. 1 lemon? Oh, brother. My year 6 teacher was called Miss Woodcock. I did have, well, her name was Colburn. In primary school, she in primary like 6, I think her name was Colburn, but it's spelled C-O-C-K Burn. And just want to tell you, man, you do not want to have a name spelled like that around a bunch of like 8-year-olds. It's it's not easy living, man. It's not easy living. It is not easy living. Get your cherries, get out, okay? You gotta get your speed max. Speed max does seem pretty base, right? Lemons seem better than cherries in every way. Correct, but not everybody wants lemons. Some people are cherry pilled, and we gotta appreciate that and accept that and live with that. Give me faster speed. Router mix-up in the factory and Netlink. Supplies routers to all major ISPs are very common. Many router faults that require a new router sent to your actual you getting your account disabled because the customer who actually should have your router hasn't paid their bills. Interesting. You know what? I'm going to like go half and half on this one. No, these animals are very picky. These are very picky animals. $300 and we can unlock whatever that is. Oh, lemon. That's right. I thought we were going to be running out of cherries soon. We're sold out of cherries. That one though. That one. Bosh. Now buy my lemons. My brother's high school teacher. Yeah, okay, that's a tough one for sure. I think actually that's like not an uncommon name though. I've definitely seen and heard people with that particular name. I most certainly don't envy people who have that particular name because it's definitely a rough one for sure. Did we spend max in here? Hold on, now we're starting to produce. Well, I don't know about produce, but we're certainly sending it out there. Oh, a jackpot with cherries. Only one cherry is one jackpot lemons. All right, it's time to open us up on another one here. Okay, now we got some stuff happening here. Get me set up. That's gotta be the slowest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. When does the game become an auto clicker? I mean, this one should be pretty much an auto clicker at this point, right? It's just the top one that isn't now. Okay, so I think that kind of work. You still want your cherries though? Hate these clouds, man. Not a fan of these clouds. You're all maxed out. Need $80 though to get to the next level though. Dude, $300 to get whatever the hell this thing is. Clitero is a common surname as well. Do we know how many fruit the cat has banked? I think there is a way to check. Yeah, right here. So that'll tell you how many fruit you have banked. So I have 2 cherries. I'm pretty derelict on the fruit department here. Not a lot going for me here. Never mind, here come the cherries. But we do need some lemons. There we go. Get the ship sailing here. Get the ship sailing. I finished watching like a Netflix show yesterday. I've been kind of like nursing it for a while. Called Chaos. Jeff Goldblum plays Zeus in it. It's all about like creating like mythology, like Greek mythology. I'll be honest, man, like it's insane. Like I actually like thoroughly enjoyed it, but like goodness gracious me, man, like Netflix they killed that stone dead for I don't know what reason, but it's tough. It's actually hard. I don't want to say like I get how the people that like really liked Firefly feel, but like when you actually like a thing and then it's taken away from you, it's pretty brutal, man. There's no doubt about it. You know, you need to update your LinkedIn info. I really don't. Cause like, what do I mean, I don't, because it's up to date. It's RossBoomsocks 2013 till present, man. What are you talking about? I only have a LinkedIn because like I had to be a reference for people that actually worked for me. I think. I don't remember why. And that's bad enough as it is. But I also changed my name on LinkedIn to like Boomsocks as well, so then my real name wasn't on it. Not that I'm like hiding or anything, but I'm just like, nah, maybe just don't have everybody come digging into my personal life if possible. Click the shopkeeper 100 times. Gotcha. How many times have I clicked so far? Ooh! I got $10 from Grandma for clicking 100 times. Holy moly. Boomsocks isn't your last name. According to LinkedIn, it is, yeah. Once met a customer who's named after an ancient Greek woman. Her dad was a historian and named her that because the woman was known to be ugly and angry. She was an ugly, loud baby. I'm like almost certain that that father is getting put in a home the second that he is of the age with which to do that. He's getting sliced up, man. Swacked straight in that home the second it's a possibility, man. There's no doubt about it. Dude, love grandma here. Love grandma. Give me that, please. I can't find your LinkedIn account. We don't need to go searching for my LinkedIn account, chat. It's really like quite interesting, right? That like I guess it's like the vicious cycle, but like the amount of like I appreciate. I'm gonna appreciate that like when I'm old, my children probably won't be able to look after me, right? But I'm certainly gonna like at least try and set myself up for success where they're like, no, I hate that guy. I can't wait till he's in a home or something, and I don't have to deal with him anymore, right? Like seems a bit short-sighted, right? You drink out the pea jug? No, it's iron brew. You can't see that. That's quite derogatory what you just said there. You can't stop me being parasocial, my best friend, my good buddy. You know, there was like a fire down the bottom of my street this week, and I wet my pants a little bit because I opened the door and there was like two guys with like clipboards and like looking very official, and I was like, they got me. They finally got me. And I was like, oh no, what have I done? Yeah, so it turned out there was like a fire down the street, and they were like, oh, does your Ring camera work? And I was like, my Ring camera has not worked for like 2 years, so like no. I did actually think it might be the TV license guys as well, and I was like, why do they need two? Are they gonna rush me? So yeah, I was like, listen, they're like, there's a fire down the street, like, can we access your Ring camera? I was like, sorry man, like this doesn't work, so like no. And they're like, did you hear anything? I was like, did I hear a fire? Like, no, I didn't hear. Obviously I didn't hear a fire. Sorry, I can't help you. So they left, and that was fine. As it would turn out, it was like gang related, and like somebody firebombed the house down the street, and I was like, I'm really glad I didn't actually, because I didn't even consider why they were asking questions to me about a fire. And I was like, first of all, I didn't see anything. Second of all, if I'd known that was what it was for, I wouldn't have told you a damn thing anyway, man. Like, what are you talking about, man? I thank God I'm completely oblivious to the situation, because if I had, I might have accidentally actually said something that would have ended up having me go to court, and I didn't, because I don't know anything. But I'm not going to court, man. I'm not getting my house firebombed for the love of the game. Sorry. Is that common for that area? Nope. It's just like old gang stuff that's like totally, well, I don't know what's going on, but it's none of my business, and I ain't gonna pry. So I dare say can't we all just get along is probably not the ethos of the gangs. So yeah, it's not even incriminating myself. I don't care about the police. I care about the gangs and stuff like that. Like, I'm not looking to be intimidated, because I'm gonna be honest, they don't have to intimidate me. I'm intimidated. I'm not gonna. I didn't see nothing. I didn't hear nothing. You no intimidation required. Okay. My fingernails rest just perfectly fine on my fingers, right? That's all we gotta know about that. We can almost afford whatever this is. Just stuff like home alarms lock your windows. It's good to know that your Ring camera doesn't work. Can you let us know if any other home security systems are not functioning? Just curious, that's all. Alright, buddy. A wise guy, eh? A wise guy, are we? Unlock your first fan. Liz loves lemons and will buy a large amount. Fantastic. I'm so happy for Liz. I should say no. Sorry, I have multiple security measures for this home, and I own a sledgehammer, so you should not, and under any circumstances, approach my property. Also, I'm always in. You're never ever gonna find a time where I'm not at home, and I will defend my property. I guess something. She loves lemons, bro. She's got like a lemon hat on and everything. But yeah, that was interesting. So I was like, I was walking down the street yesterday going to the shops, and then passed by the house, and I was like, oh. And that was like, already, it's like, you know, it didn't happen to me, and it's never gonna happen to me, because like I've got nothing to do with these people, right? Since that's fine. But at the same time, it's like it puts you on edge a little bit. And then when I was walking to the shops, because it's Glasgow and it's also like not the greatest area, car just in the middle of the street paused, not moving. I walk across the street behind it. It beeps the horn, startles me. I get down the street further. There's 3 people screaming and shouting at each other, getting kind of aggressive, but doesn't appear to be aggressive with me, or I don't know, maybe they're just like bantering with each other. I'm like, okay, that's bad. Walk to the shop. There's a guy blocking the door who is like, he does let me in, but then there's a voice over the tannoy talking about how they're phoning the police, and that this is his last warning. And the guy is in the, after I get in, he starts screaming from the doorway his full name, his phone number, and his address, and he's like asking to speak to Debbie, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on, man. There was just like 3 or 4 consecutive things on one trip to the shops, and I was like, I'm a bit on edge, man. I'm done with today. I can't be bothered, man. Get me out. Just get me out. You don't want to put me on I need to go like great mode here. I got 25 cherries, man. I just got no grapes, man. This lemonade stand, it would appear for once this lemonade stand does actually sell grapes, man. I'm not seeing a single duck walking up to the lemonade stand though, which is crazy to me. Give me speed. Give me auto click as well again soon. And duck walked up to a lemonade stand, and he said that the man went to Sainsbury's last week, witnessed a man walking out with a basket full of booze, being chased by 3 members of staff. One of them looked at me and said, "Can you stop him?" And I was like, hell no. What do they think you're gonna do, man? Are they stupid? Like, can you stop him? Brother, why are you trying to stop him? You're like, what's the point, man? Just let him go and then, like, call the police. Like, that's insane, man. That is utterly bizarre. That just doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that, man? Why would you risk that? Why? How foolish. How foolish. Give me all a quick semi in the moon. Just tripping, bro. Ain't that hard. I just like. Listen, if it's something that somebody stole from you or whatever, and you look like you could take them, I'm not your dad. I'm not. I don't know. It just seems like, if like let's say you do tackle somebody or try and trip them and you corner them, right? Like, what if they pull a blade, right? I remember my friend used to work at like in Iceland, which is basically just a frozen food shop, right? And he's like 17, 18 years old, and his manager's like, "Hey, that guy is like clearly shoplifting steaks. Go and confront him." So he goes and confronts the guy, and it's like, "What are you doing? Give them back." Guy pulls the knife on him. Immediately, my friend is like, "You can have them. Goodbye." Walks away, but it's like he could have possibly, if the stars aligned and this guy was particularly desperate, or like he had given the wrong vibe, just like stabbed my friend at the time. And for what, man? For like £16 worth of steak or something. Like, it's just, people are nuts, man. Like, just let them steal. It's like a Tesco, man. It ain't that deep. I don't know about Scotland, but if you hurt this dude, you'd be liable in the US. Define hurt? I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna Google it actually. Okay, you know what? While we're spinning, Scots law. What if you injure someone who is shoplifting from a shop? Who is committing a crime? I guess it would be like Good Samaritan law, Scotland, Scots law. Huge thing of like, yeah. Well, I mean, actually, Good Samaritan law doesn't actually make any sense in this situation because it's like helping somebody from drowning. But I guess it gives protection. But it's like emergency medical care. Oh, get him out of there. It gives like emergency medical care. I don't know, man. Can somebody else look up? I don't know what to look up here. My brain's fogging over looking at judicial system. I literally like studied it for a brief period of time, and my brain is still like, nah, man, I ain't dealing with that. Boop, 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 boop. Lemon. I'm gonna get a cherry on, bro. Googling it like that, I don't think you're gonna find an answer. If I knew what I was Googling, but there's actually like not anything immediately Googleable that I can find that's like relevant to what we're looking at here, you know? Which is a shame, but get the burglar out. I don't know though, but like I mean I don't need to know because it's never gonna happen. Like not in a million years. If somebody like is running past me on the street having stolen from a human being or otherwise, like I know it sounds like completely apathetic, but like as long as that person, I mean I would happily help the person who has been mugged. I'll give them money to get home, or give them bus fare, or like, you know, give them like, buy them a bottle of water and give them a sit down, but like, dude, like you know what I'm like, like, I know we love our phone. I know we be loving our phones these days, folks, but like, it's not worth your life, you know? It's not worth like you being bodily injured. Beep, 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 beep. Okay. But you've been stabbed before, Crash? That's something I didn't know about you. Give me a banana. I'm a banana. Triple banana? Wizards will spawn a fruit storm. We love a wizard, don't we? Get the wizard up to the front, please. Get the wizard up to the front. Ay, caramba. Ay, caramba. How much does the banana sell for? 60. Oh, man, the robber stole from me, man. I didn't see the burglar. Ay, caramba, dude. Oh, wait, how many? Wait, hold on. We got 73 grapes, man. Give me some cherries, and then give me a banana. We need more banana. I need a fruit storm like pronto here. Whoa! Big fan of the Wizards. Humongous fan of the Wizards. You ain't getting my Waller phone, nah, bro. If I ever get held at gun or knife point, I'll just disarm them using all those techniques from YouTube shorts. It's not about like the guy that does like self-defense training. I've never been stabbed. I've been held at knife point, but I've never been stabbed. All I had to do was to escape from knife point was talk about how much I hated women, and that was like, I'll do that. Oh, that's fine. That's chill. I'll do that. I should probably explain myself after saying a sentence like that, but yeah. Yeah. I was like a next door neighbor. I've told the story like numerous times, but people, I think, yeah, there's some explanations that need to be done. Yeah, next door neighbor broke up with his girlfriend, not having a good time, done a bunch of cocaine, like knocked on the door at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I went out, was like, "Are you okay?" He like had a knife. He was like, "Come inside," and I was like, "Sure, no problem." And then he was like, kind of like arguing with what I thought was his girlfriend in the bedroom. Turns out there was nobody there. There was no furniture in the apartment either, so she'd clearly taken it all. And oh, crocodilo. Croc will buy 10 of a random fruit plus 20% price. Get the burglar out of here. And yeah, he was just talking about like women and stuff, and I was like, yeah, man, true. And then I ran away. Basically, I kited him back to the tower, and it's fine. The wizard wash. You know what? Give me a full stack here. So let me think. Let me think about this, right? So grape, lemon. We'll go extra banana here. So wait, have we got, I mean, one, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, we're chilling. Now we got this little thing stacking up, man. My one and only time getting held at knife point was just me kicking a guy's foot. He tripped and I walked away. He lost aura, so he was like, I gotta go. You can stack the slot machines. Yeah, I know, but I can't see them spin. I know I can stack them, but then where's the dopamine at, man? I escaped knife point by telling the guy where he could get free grass. It was a weird time. Sometimes you gotta agree. There was a lot of weird times at that apartment for sure. I remember like going to, it was like the dead of winter in Scotland, so like pretty cold, pretty tough. And yeah, the snow was like completely coated in blood, and it turns out like a Rottweiler or a pit bull had like bitten. I got 2 of a guy's finger off at the shop because he went to pat the dog, and the dog was a toddler muncher, and just yep. Took him to town, man. Took him to town. Rough. Did he get arrested? Yeah, he let the police in. Obviously, like, because he tried to like break down the door, and I was like bracing the door, like, would you call the police? And yeah, he let them in. Like the closed door, like the entrance to the apartment was like, you have to be buzzed in, and yeah, he went down and like let them in and was like, what seems to be the problem, officers? Except probably not in that voice. And they're like, it would appear that you're the officer problem. That was a whole thing though. I had to go to court for that, and then like literally like 5 minutes before the actual allotted time to have the case happen, he like pled guilty. And it was like, brother, could you not have done this like 6 months ago? Like, come on, man. Anna unlocked. Anna loves bananas and will buy a large amount. Sweet. Horse gives you 2 of each fruit. We love horse, don't we? Call me Mr. Hands the way I'm loving horses. I'm assuming, Ray, that is a clip of me saying that I hate women. Clipped out of context. Do not clip it. Do not ship it. My brother's mate once swung a replica battle axe around for a couple of hours while barbarians screaming in the middle of the street like 2 AM. The police didn't even approach him. They just watched till he sat down and started crying. It sounds like your brother's mate was going through something. Admittedly, I remember like, oh, that's an order loss. I think a guy like this is a big massive street in Glasgow called Great Western Road, and it runs to like the West End all the way up to like Dumbarton, I guess. Like Helensburgh, that ends. But yeah, I think he ran past me and my mates, and then like the police like very shortly followed. but like he was running really, really weird. As it would turn out, because like obviously after he'd ran past us, we were like, what's going on here? So we turned around to follow the police, because we were like, well, he's not gonna kill us. Nothing's gonna happen to us. Turns out he was like trying to run from police with a samurai sword down the pants, like down the leg of his trousers. A duck has walked up to the lemonade stand. Jerry loves cherries, so buy a large amount. Holy, is he gonna say to the man running the stand, got any grapes? Don't tempt me, Frodo. We have got infinitely too many bananas right now. You know what? Hit me on a lemon vibe right now. We gotta get this line moving. The game is self-aware. It's so self-aware. You're evil, Ray. You're evil. Go back to... Wait, are we banana pilled here? No, we're still lemon pilled. We still gotta get the lemons going. That's it. Make money. Oh, we have got grapes, man. Holy moly. The duck song was made 16 years ago. Another duck! Another duck! And he's walking up to the lemonade stand. We're making cash here. We're making big cash money. Get me sped up on this, so we gotta get the auto clicker cooking here. Frog boosts the speed of customers for 10 seconds. I don't know if that's of any benefit to me, because I don't actually have any well, I got a bit of a surplus here. We got a bit of a surplus going here. Yeah. Oh, he's... Yes! The burglar's going fast. Grandma, give me $10. Thank you. Guy once asked me for money. Told him I got it, and he said, what if I take your phone? I looked at him and said, if you think you can take it, go for it. He didn't. You got something going on, Tom, man. Or you had something going on. If we ever meet, man, you're getting a big hug, man. That's all I'm saying. I'll stroke your hair, bro. I'll tell you everything's gonna be alright. It doesn't sound like BS, because I think it's not real. I do believe that it's not real. Do you know, like, one thing that I do think is mental, but I kind of, like, do understand it to some degree, but also it's, like, rough, is it, like, it's, like, illegal to, like, have anything self-defense related in the UK. Like, you can't, like, if somebody, like, you can't have mace or, like, a taser or anything like that. And I guess, like, in saying that, if somebody, by doing that, is also preventing people that attack you from having mace and, like, or pepper spray or a taser as well, I suppose. But like, I don't know. It does mean that like there's a lot less courses of action for like particularly vulnerable people at night to like defend themselves if something actually does happen to happen. He wasn't armed, he was just looking for beef. I remember walking through like Glasgow city centre, and like I was just having like walking down the street with like 2 or 3 other women. I was the only guy, and I think that's the reason why he like decided to like maybe start beef or whatever. But like a guy just came up to me, and he was like the shortest guy. Like he was not tall, he was a short king. But he maybe came up to like there on me, and he like got well up in my chin and was like, what are you effing looking at, and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, and I just looked at him and I was like, what? And then he just walked away, and then I was like, what the hell just happened, man? Did I like almost get in a fight? What the hell is just going on, man? There's like a bajillion utterly diabolical stories that I think are like resurfacing. I remember when I was in high school, and this is like really bad. Like you should not do this, and I remain shocked to this day that like there wasn't any ramifications for it, but there probably should have been. There was like the West End Festival was happening in the Glasgow's West End, so like the entire Byres Road, like a big street, it's like kind of cordoned off. There's bands playing. There's a lot of people. There's food stands. There's It's like a whole thing during the summer, and I accidentally bumped into one of the guys who was in my registration class in high school, and we were like on vaguely good terms, but like I don't know if you would call us friends, but like, you know, we ended up walking with him for a little bit, and he was with his friends from like his rugby club, and like, I'm not joking, there was like a couple of police officers standing around, and one of the guys in the rugby club said, "Watch this," and then walked up behind a police officer with an air horn, blasted it into one of their ears, and then disappeared into the crowd and was never seen again. And I was like, that could have gone diabolically badly. Like, I mean, obviously, like, first of all, it's like assault, right, on a police officer, but like, I don't know what the hell in the Cherry Lambrini, like, WKD it just happened here, man. Like, what in the Mad Dog 2020 am I looking at that some guy's like, do you know what would be really funny, lads, if I assault a police officer, like, right now? Yahoo! You best believe I'm giving everything if anyone approached me with lethal intentions. F that. You know what, Tom? I actually do agree on you with that one. Like, if I have kids, one thing, especially if I have a daughter, one thing that I would like to teach her is that, like, if you're in a situation where, like, you fear for your life, you must kick, you must scream, you must bite, you must scratch, you must do everything. Pause. Go for the nuts. Go for everything in order to get them away from you. And I think that's good. That is good advice, Tom. That is good advice. That is good advice. I think we align somewhere on that. Like, if I think you should de-escalate situations that are de-escalatable as much as is possible. I don't think there's any reason to. Realistically, there is no generally reasonable thing where you should be in a fight to begin with. I think most, if not all, conflicts are probably quite avoidable. However, if you're not dealing with a reasonable person, then you have to do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? Provided that a jury would see it as such that you used adequate force with which to escape from this. And also, like, let's say you punch a guy, you knock him out, right? Don't go for a second swing, right? That's it. You know? Because then it goes from, like, defending yourself to, like, you know, getting revenge or something. Just train her to do a full-on banshee scream, smash glass. Yeah. Oh, you stole my thing, you mother. Got Perry. I mean, yeah, I mean, scream, whistles, air horn, whatever is necessary. But, like, also, just most importantly, go for the balls. Be merciless. Seek and destroy. Search and destroy? Search and destroy. It could not be better. Better advice is. I mean, I'm leading onto the presumption that it's a male attacker, but, like, let's be honest. Like, most of the time it is, right? Like, I don't know. I think, like, you're supposed to scream fire. I don't think you scream the R word. I think like there's like a study or something where people are like psychologically less likely to actually investigate something if it is a genuine violent crime, as opposed to, like, if it's a fire, there's no inherent thing that there's a victim necessarily, but, like, more like something needs help. More, I don't know. It's so weird, right? But, like, I don't know the psychology behind it. But I'm pretty sure you shouldn't shout the R. Like, you shouldn't shout the R word. You should say fire, and then if a person comes to investigate, they will see that they're obviously that's not what's happening, and then may or may not help, I suppose. Ideally, they do help, yeah, but thank you, Mr. Wizard, my guy. Locally, an a-hole started a fight in a bar, pushing, shoving, being a D-bag. well known to be a W word. The other guy hit him once. He went down, cracked his head open and died. Newspapers started calling it a tragedy. Said he was a veteran, got kicked out for drug abuse, and then the guy who defended himself got tons of abuse and moved down because of it. Yeah. I don't have like a tremendous amount of experience with that. I know that like, so I went to, there was a kid below me in high school who was like not a great kid, right? Like he was just, he wasn't like an evil person necessarily, but like started a lot of fights, bullied a bunch of kids, like drugs, alcohol, etc. Just asshole material, right? Doesn't mean you're an unsalvageable being. But this kid took like a country road at like 60 miles an hour while drunk with 3 of his friends in the car, totaled the car into a ditch and killed everybody in the car, right? And like, I'm obviously like not gonna pipe up, right? Because like, first of all, I know of the kid, but I don't know the kid. But like, it is like, you know, you've seen like people doing tributes to the person, like to the driver, the kid who was drunk and driving and killed all his friends, and people are like, it's such a tragedy, taken too soon, you're with the angels now. And I'm sitting there like, dude, he like killed 3 people, man. Like, what are we talking about here, man? Like, am I going fucking crazy? Oh, pardon my French. Like, this is absurd, man. Like, this person took 3 lives, and everybody's like, it's such a yeah, it's a tragedy that like they did it to begin with. That like the other 3 people dying is a tragedy here, but like, what the hell, man? Everybody's like, oh, he was such a good guy. He's like, what the hell? Like, it's so, you feel so torn because like, first of all, it's none of my business. Second of all, I'm not like about to go piping up about somebody who's already gone, but like, you do think like, man, there's some mental gymnastics being done here for sure. And I appreciate you need to like remember the good of a person when they're gone, and I'm sure that like he was not the 2-dimensional person I knew him as, but still, bro, like 3 other people, like, Anubis will not be happy when he weighs your soul. That's all I'm gonna say. We can afford some watermelon. Let's get some watermelon. So hold on. Cool you. Banana. Grape. Lemon. Pear. Watermelon, and then we do kind of work here. Everything, it's a place for everything and everything in its place. Leshy, how you doing, mate? But yeah, it is a tragedy, but you also do feel a bit like, geez, man. That's the only thing I can like really empathize with you at the very least, like Eggbeard in that situation. But I wouldn't know, neither of us were involved in our situations, but you're just like, man. Oh, buddy, look at that go. We had a drug dealer who broke his back and was put permanently in a wheelchair because he tried to chase somebody who owed him money over a motorway and got hit by a car going 70. He now gets tons of disability on top of a drug dealing scumbag or a true parasite. I remember like a girl I went to high school with, like she used to live next door to like genuine benefit dodgers. Like the guy, when he was like out in the street, would like pretend to be on crutches and said that he was disabled, but like it was like kind of like the worst kept secret in the neighborhood that like he sometimes forgot to like, and I'm not talking about like he didn't need it all the time. I mean like he would genuinely like completely able-bodied, but he was just scamming the government. You know what, I would agree, that does sound a lot more like work than actually just working. I feel like I would probably just be like, I can't be bothered with this, man, like just put me into employment please, because like it sounds like a lot of effort to maintain a lie, because like obviously like the ramifications of being caught are like, I don't know if it's like prison, but like it's got to be like, you know, something. Like it's gotta be more than just like a fine or something like that, right? It's gotta be like it's like a genuine crime. It's like benefits fraud, which is, you know, I don't know what accompanies it, unfortunately, but man, Yeah, I guess even if you do go to prison, if you're benefit dodging, you're still like. I mean, they had a nice house though. She lived in like a nice area. So I don't. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the situation. Maybe it was just rumors. To be fair, it probably was just rumors. Let's be honest. It's the rumor mill once again. Fake news. Oh, the burglar. Fake news. Fake news. He is not benefit dodging. I saw him in crutches last week. Great guy. It's funny that my brother-in-law almost got a disability benefits taken from him because he couldn't get to his assessment appointment because it was up a flight of stairs. There was no lift. I remember like accompanying to like benefits meetings for bipolar, and it was like strange for sure because like it's obviously like a mental illness, not like a physical one. So like I guess like realistically it's one of these things where it's like we kind of have to take you on your word for that, but they'll ask a bunch of questions, and like the sad thing is that like you're not encouraged to be like honest because they'll ask you stuff like, you know, any suicidal ideations recently, like blah 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 blah, like have you experienced mania or like depression, and you like even if you have been having a good year or a good spell, you like have to say that you are like having suicidal ideations or like you are like having a bad time or very depressed or you're experiencing mania frequently, because otherwise they take the money away from you, but you're maybe not capable of actually working, you know? So it's very weird, man. It's very strange. What a mess. What a mess. Bum, 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 bum. We're going absolutely, dude, 50k for a fruit gun. Now we're cooking with gas here. Maybe another one of these. What do we? I don't know if we want cherries. What are we lacking here? Get one of you, one of you. That's fine by me. That's totally chill by me. You're pumping it. The burglar. You stole money from me, man. I do need to pee, so I'm gonna pause it, but I'm gonna let it keep running while I'm gonna go pee. I'm gonna be back in one moment. I came back from the bathroom. Turns out I'm a bajillionaire. He loves watermelon. We love Wally, the watermelon guy. What is question mark? Is it random? Will it give us something random? Okay, that gave us 2 cherries. Okay, I guess that's just anything then. You were visited by 2 burglars. We don't care, man. We don't stress about things like that. I guess, you know what, man? Is it always going to be a jackpot then in that case? Does that mean we get a jackpot for like any random fruit? Full question mark build? I mean, we probably could, but if we got any, you have 100 orange surplus. That's the last guy to unlock. I'm assuming that must be orange then. We just let it ride, man. We're doing a little bit of fear and hunger as well. Yeah. My dopamine receptors are being fried. I feel like a toddler on his father's iPad watching this. Dude, that's exactly where I want to be, man. Dopamine rich. You do need your like neurons reprogrammed a little bit after like playing League of Legends for like 2 or 3 hours. It's just a simple fact of the matter, man. What, 2 hours? 2.5 hours? You got stream friendly stuff? I do, yeah. I've got a censorship mod. So it replaces, it's not the pinecone one, because people are like, that's a bit immersion breaking. The stress is very real though, regardless of what the censorship mod is saying. I don't think I could have had like a worse start on Fear and Hunger though. But at the same time, I still like the game. It doesn't bother. It really doesn't bother me about doing badly in it, because it is at the end of the day kind of the point. Like it's not called like Sunshine and Happiness. It's called Fear and Hunger, man. What's the goal? The goal was called Terrence. Rest in peace. I have heard of Fear and Hunger but never played it. What is the elevator pitch? It is a game maker RPG game about 4 different people delving into a dungeon for different reasons, uncovering what lies within, experiencing a brutally difficult and body horror-esque, like horrendous eldritch environment with like permadeath, limb dismemberment, uncurable status effects, stuff like that. Everything playing against you to prevent you from reaching your goal, I suppose. I don't think there's anything else I need to pick up here, apart from like, I mean, I want to get a fruit before I get the next one. It's a Christian tale of perseverance and faith, and parasites. Don't forget parasites. Yeah, it has. I mean, it has a lot of trigger warnings that come alongside it as well, for sure. It is the duck. The duck walks up to the lemonade stand and he asks the man running the stand, "Got any grapes?" And believe you me, buddy, we have grapes. We got grapes for days. Grapes for days. Flint and steel, and ender pearl. Have you played Subnautica? I played a little bit of Subnautica, but like I'm not really a tremendous fan of like water levels in games. So I don't know. I don't like big open bodies of water in real life either. So like an entire game that is literally a water level is not it doesn't spark like the most amount of joy within my bones. 12 green grapes. We're giving this man 10 purple grapes, which is, well, it's bunches of grapes, so it's quite a lot of grapes. How about Barrel Trauma? I have played Barrel Trauma. I did a video on Barrel Trauma on the channel, and it was a full scripted, edited, whole shebang on Barrel Trauma and the horrors that lie within. Did you? I did indeed. July, no, sorry, not July, January 2022, I think it was when I made a video on that, or February 2022. I don't know if you get it if you look up RossBoomsocks Barrel Trauma, but let's have a look. Yes, I did. Do you know what's funny though? Like I've been doing like a little bit of stuff like on Fear and Hunger today, like just watching videos while stuff's rendering, just to be like, I need to get myself back into the mindset of playing this game and being like a little bit less incompetent at it. And I completely forgot about like the most Marmite, Vegemite, Fear and Hunger YouTuber that probably has ever existed. And it's a guy that like, I guess he like LARPs as a skeleton, but every single time, like I watched one video and like the dislikes on it were crazy. Even though the advice was helpful, he rolls every R and I speak like this the entire time. And people are like, you should stop. Yeah, you should stop, man. Please stop. Please stop doing that. Because like, brother. And I get it. I 100% get it. It is diabolical. And especially in that video I was watching, it was real bad, dog. It was real bad. You know what? Replace lemons with oranges, please. For just a little bit. I don't want to go full orange, but like, it will eventually get there. Could go full watermelon as well. How many 8-year-olds with crossbows do you think you could take? Like, I think one 8-year-old with a crossbow could probably take me out, no problem. Yeah. And I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm starting to notice Ross is preferring games that he has to touch once every 5 minutes at most and then just tell anecdotes. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Shut up, buddy. I'm having a good time. We're getting closer to 100 surplus. You guys onto MMA? It's medieval mixed martial arts. It's pretty rad. Clementine unlocked. Clementine loves oranges and will buy a large amount. Thank you, Clementine. Oh my god. So we have almost enough. I'm assuming this is a diamond. It looks like it's diamond shaped, so I would presume that's what it is. I guess, I mean, I'm sitting here like, we can afford another spinner. But like, for what though? Because we kind of have all of our fruit at a solid amount of surplus here. So we're not really in a situation where we need to like start increasing the amount that we make. Because the amount that we make isn't an issue. It's the amount that we're selling is the thing that's choke point. Like choke loading is here. Bro, ain't no way an 8-year-old has the armor and back muscles to load and fire a crossbow. Use your noggin. Well, you didn't listen. This is why you have to be more specific with your terms, okay? If you're gonna ask me a question like, how many 8-year-olds with crossbows do I think I could take? My presumption, based on the connotations of the question, are that the crossbow is already loaded and it's being pointed at me. And then, so you're not really asking me, can I take an 8-year-old with a crossbow? You're asking me, can I dodge a crossbow bolt from the time it's fired to the time it reaches me, which is no. So like, what do you, if you're saying like, oh yeah, by the way, the 8-year-olds also have to load the crossbow, then yeah, like I could take a couple probably, but I don't know, man. Like I have no idea what the tensile strength of a crossbow string is, and like, are they allowed to help each other? Like, can we have, is there gonna be, if I'm fighting 100 of them, is there like 6 or 7 of them all putting their body weight into pushing down the crossbow string to try and make this happen here? Like, what's going on, right? They gotta aim, keep steady. But bro, they make like crossbows that are small as well. Not all crossbows are like gigantic monolithic things that are very heavy. They're not like, they're not arbalests, like they're not ballistas. They're just like, you can make, there's like small hand crossbows that exist that you can, you know, they can two-hand it and shoot me, and as a bolt pierces me, it's gonna hurt. You were just now robbed, but look how it looked like here. Thoughts on that? Unlock all fruit. Oh yeah. We got too many pairs. So diamond me up a little bit here. How much? 10 diamonds? Oh, there's a burglar. One 8-year-old with a crossbow versus a gorilla. I mean, it would, like, a single crossbow bolt probably wouldn't kill a human, so I'm pretty sure a gorilla isn't gonna have any issues there either. I mean, depends where it hits it, I suppose. Depends, if you hit the human in the head with a crossbow, like in the brain, then they're probably gonna have like a tough time. But 10 diamonds did save me from the burglar. I gotta put some respect on its name. Burp, 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 burp. We're not really keeping hold of things with the amount of diamonds that we have. We're barely keeping holds, but not everybody is asking for them all, so the gun breaks the game. I can't wait to find out. You put too much faith on the cognitive and physical abilities of an 8-year-old. Perhaps, but like at the same time, if an 8-year-old was briefed and was like, "Mommy and Daddy are gonna get a divorce if you don't shoot this guy with a crossbow," or whatever, right? I mean, like an 8-year-old could hit me with a crossbow. I mean, it's not that unreal. It's not that much of an unreasonable expectation, right? One single crossbow bolt can very much take out a human and a gorilla. Human is probably, depending if you hit the neck or the head or eyes or something like that, probably. But like, I'd say like somebody randomly firing a crossbow at you, you got like probably like a 90% chance of it not hitting anything. Obviously, like it could puncture like something like a lung or a kidney, or it could puncture your body and do some damage. But like, I'd say you may have like a vaguely solid chance of surviving a crossbow bolt if it's fired at you at random. It's not going to be great. Rest assured, you're going to have a very, very bad time. But I don't know if it's an immediate death sentence. A gorilla, I would presume that they have denser skulls than we do. Depends on the speed of the crossbow. If it's like a proper industrial, proper hunting crossbow, sure. If it's just like a hand crossbow, because this is an 8-year-old we're talking about here, I don't know. Is the bolt moving at enough torque, with enough torque to pierce a gorilla's skull? I have no idea. It does more damage than a 3-weight rifle. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about then. I'm 60% sure Tom is trolling. I'm 100% sure Tom is trolling. But he does instigate conversations. By torque, do you mean momentum? Yeah. Speed, all that kind of stuff. I'm just saying words because like I'm replacing words with words that you understand what I mean, but I couldn't think of the correct word to use. But like if I say torque, people are like, well, I kind of know what he means by that, even if it's not exactly the right thing. You can type me all you want, but like there's no failure of communication here. We know kind of the gist of what I'm talking about. You sound like someone who dug into medieval history enough to know things were more complicated than the common knowledge, but not enough to actually know anything about it. I can't tell if that's an insult or not. I don't know if I should be offended. Found one intellectual in the midst of cavemen finally. What did Vlad say? I think Tom is rage baiting for the last 30 minutes and it's honestly hilarious to rechat. Tom always does this, but like I let it happen because it does instill conversation in no uncertain terms. So it gets it going, man. Because like I will argue in earnest, even though I know that by virtue of it coming from Tom's fingers, he's a bad actor, right? But like I let it happen because I know that there's an argument just teetering on the brink, teetering right on the precipice, right? We're at the cradle of civilization, right? Tom is Prometheus. He's gifting fire to the humans. And I'm all here for it, brother. Watch the mother pupper burn. But anyway, I'd batter an 8-year-old anyway. Point. If it was one with a crossbow, I'd probably have a good shot, man. 3 with crossbows, I think your chances of survival exponentially plummet. Like, it's not good looking. I would like to think, dude, they need to get me on Jubilee, but they need to get me on that Surrounded TV show on Jubilee. But like, do not prep me in any regard on what the subject I'm actually defending is. I just want to like sit down in the chair and then look at a white piece of paper that's face down and like a poker card, and it will tell me what my stance is, and I'm like, alrighty, let's go. Facts and logic mean nothing to me. I'm purely id based. We've almost got enough for the fruit gun. What's our surplus looking like? We got a lot of everything. We got no concern there. When that fruit gun hits, man, oh brother. Power word timeout. Tom, I think that's the first timeout Tom's ever caught in the entire duration of the time he's been here, actually. Unbelievable that like somehow that's the first ever timeout he's ever had. I'm assuming that he can't see chat, so he probably doesn't know that we're all talking about him right now. I'm sorry for not. Anyway. You can see chat when you're timed out. Oh, it's only when you're actually banned. Boop, 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 boop. I don't think. I mean, listen. I need more. I need these customers to get through faster, man. Because like I got no issue with like any other thing apart from it's just foot traffic that we're having an issue with here. Like, we need more. We need more animal foot traffic. But we're only 10k off the fruit gun, and then we can see what it does, and then all of our or maybe everything in our life will be pulled into focus. Maybe like this will be the Rubicon for like the rest of our lives. Where were you when you finally hit the event horizon that is human existence? Was it watching Fruit Stand Fortune on twitch.tv/RossBoomsocks? It could be, man. You never know. Certain pieces of media and things that happen in our lives, we tie emotion to them, man. I remember what video game I was playing the day that my father left, and it was Chaos Legion on the PlayStation 2. And it wasn't the greatest game that I've ever played, but I remember it very much so because of the circumstances that surround it. So who knows, man? Who knows what's going to be happening when you watch a RossBoomsocks stream or YouTube video? You never know, man. You never know. I'm really glad that, like, because I know that people do it to NL, and I know that it has probably happened. Like, historically, like, just based on the numbers, it has to have happened. But, like, I remember, like, NL having, like, a thing about, he's like, please stop telling me that you have had sex with my videos on in the background or my stream on in the background. I do not want to know. And I also, I'm quite happy to not know. But like thinking about him talking about that and it being such a problem that people keep telling him it, I'm like, I wonder what the number actually is. It probably isn't tremendously high, but I have like almost 500 million views on YouTube. And that's not me like pulling my own PP here, but like it has to it probably has to at least happen once. And that just makes me feel like that there's some people making some questionable decisions out there, you know? Fruit gun time. Right, okay, I mean, sure. Okay, you know what? Slightly game breaking. Well, there's our fruit gun. I mean, we still can't even, dude, they're still not buying fruit enough for us to actually get anything out of it, man. Make sure I have NO on the second monitor if I'm having a cheeky tug. Alrighty, brother. There's one last achievement for beating the game, but what decides that? If I was to guess, it would be getting every upgrade possible, which I guess we're going to do for the next 5 minutes. I don't think we need to use the fruit gun. I think we've got more than enough. We can just sit here and let it happen. Bosh. Yes, we do. We want to see frogs. They produce things faster. Charlie, are you here to see the crescendo? Well, if you kick every customer out of line, you cannot kick customers out of line. Sighing, man. Hello, Charlie. But like, it's weird to think about a lot because like I've definitely thought about it. Like, I wonder how many of like my subscribers are like have like passed away, because I know that at least one, because I did like somebody did email me being like, me and my wife used to watch, and it was actually very sad. But they're like, oh, if you could maybe like, there's something, you know what? There's a cynical part of my brain that is like, is this person like lying for attention? And that's like, but I feel like it's probably just worth to honor it and take people at their face value, as opposed to like, because like the whatever they feel for them telling the truth and me doing it is like infinitely more than if like I find out that they were lying the whole time, because I don't care. Like, if they were, I mean, it's not, if they were lying, it doesn't affect me in any regard. It's just like, oh, you got me, good job. Like, you know what I mean? This is a demo, so what's more than the full game? I think this is the full game. It's just a free game. It's not a demo, it's just a free game. Alright, if I don't get an achievement for completing the game, I'm gonna go crazy. Woo! You win! You unlocked every customer, fruit, and upgrade. 1 hour, 17 minutes, 19 seconds, the NA%. Thank you for watching. Fruit Stand Fortune. We had a wonderful time. Join me for episode 2. We're gonna try and cut off 13 seconds from the time. Woohoo! Have a good one. Take care.